Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Al Munir High School e-learning system, class 9. Unit number is 3. Title is Dynamics. Physics. This is physics class. This is your book title for class 9. This is our unit number is 3. Our topic is tension and acceleration in a string. Please look at this simple figure 3.11. This is showing the tension and acceleration in a string. Consider a block supported by a string. So here in figure 3.11 we have a block which is supported by a string. The upper end of the string is fixed on a stand. Look at this figure. The upper end is fixed on a stand by a string. Let W be the weight of the block, and this block is heavy and it has some weight, so W is showing the weight of a block. The block pulls the string downwards by its weight. So this string, look at this string, the block pulls the string downward because of its weight. This causes a tension in the string. So this is caused because of the weight of a block, it causes a tension in a string. The tension T is in the string is acting upward at the block as the block is at rest, therefore the weight of the block acting downward. So now here two forces are acting on this block, the tension T in the string acting upward and the weight of the block is acting downward, and this must be balanced by the upward tension T in the string. Thus the tension T in the string must be equal and opposite to the weight W of the block, and this experiment figure 3.11 is application and is showing the Newton's third law of motion. Next we have example of vertical motion of two bodies attached to the ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley. Now we have a device of a physics, that is pulley, and we are showing the vertical motion of two bodies, body number A and body B. Consider two bodies A and B of masses m1. M1 is showing the mass of body A, m2 is showing the mass of body 2. Let m1 be greater than m2. m1 is greater than m2. The bodies are attached to the opposite ends of an inextensible string. So both bodies are attached to the opposite ends of an inextensible string. The string passes over a frictionless pulley, as figure 3.12 is showing that this string passes over a frictionless pulley. A body A being heavier must be moving downward because body A has more mass than body B, so it will pull and it is heavier. So body A is heavier, so it will move the body downward with some acceleration. Let this acceleration be A. Now we are showing this acceleration with A. At the same time, the body B attached to the other end of the string moves up the same acceleration A. The acceleration is the same. The moving B because of light weight moving upward, and body A because of heavy more mass, it is moving downward with the same acceleration. As the movie is frictionless and the tension will be the same throughout the string, let the tension in the string. Now the body A and body B, because of body A and body B mass 1 and 2, it is showing tension in the string because of frictionless pulley. Now what is the tension? Since the body A moves downward, hence the weight m1g is greater than the tension in the string. Net force acting on the body A is m1g, yes, minus T. So m1 is showing the mass, G is showing the gravity, and T is the tension in a string. According to the Newton's second law of motion, we know that m1g minus T is equal to mass into acceleration, because both bodies are also showing the acceleration of the same rate. as body B moves upward, hence its weight m2g is less than the tension T in the string. Net force acting on body, so B is equal to T minus m2g, and according to Newton's second law of motion, it is also equal to m2a. So Newton's second law of motion, m1g minus T is equal to m1a, and this is m2a. So we have, because we have the two masses m1 and m2 of body A and B, so we can write this acceleration as acceleration is equal to m1 minus m2, m2 plus m1 plus m2 into g. So this is the formula for acceleration, to find the acceleration. And to find the tension, we have the formula 2m1 m2 over m1 plus m2 into g. The above arrangement is also known as Outwood machine. It can be used to find the acceleration g due to gravity. So gravity is equal to m1 plus m2 over m1 minus m2 into a. So students, you must learn these three formulas of acceleration, tension and gravity, because in this chapter we use these formulas to solve our numericals, to find the values of acceleration, tension and gravity. Here we have example 3.4. We have masses m1 5.2 kg, m2 4.8 kg. We use this formula to find the acceleration. By putting the values, we get the acceleration, and then we find the tension. By putting the values in the formula of tension, we get the tension, and it is 15 Newton. Next we have the topic, motion of two bodies attached to ends of a string that passes over a frictionless pulley, such that one body moves vertically and the other one is moving horizontally. Look at this figure 3.13. Yes, we have one body A. It is moving with acceleration a, and it has mass m1 and also have the gravity, because body A is moving downward. Now we have the another body B. It also has mass m2. It is also show the gravity, and it is moving horizontally on a table with acceleration a. Since body A moves downward, body A will move downward. Therefore, its weight will be m1g, which is greater than the tension T in the string. So net force acting on body A is m1g minus T. According to Newton's second law of motion, the same as it was above, it is equal to m1a. The force acting on a body B are, because of number 1, weight m2g of the body B acting downward, reaction R of the horizontal surface acting on a body B in the upward direction, tension T in the string pulling the body B horizontally over the smooth surface. So these are the reasons that that is showing the movement of body A and body B. Body B has no vertical motion. Body is showing the vertical motion, rather than body B is showing the horizontal motion. So hence resultant of vertical forces m2g or r must be 0 here. So net force acting on a body B is T. So T is equal to m2a. Next we have the formula for acceleration here. So here we have the formulas. If the one body is moving vertically and other body is moving horizontally on a surface. So for this manner, if one body is moving, if two bodies are moving in opposite directions, we have this formula of acceleration is this and tension is this. Example number 3.5. We have two masses, m1 4 kg, m2 6 kg. If we put the if we use these formulas for the bodies, those bodies which are moving in opposite directions, we use this formula. By putting formulas, we get the acceleration, and to find the tension T, we put the values in the formula of T. We will get the 24 Newton answer. Force and the momentum. Consider a body of mass m moving with initial velocity vi. Let a force F act on the body, producing an acceleration a in it. This changes the velocity of the body. Let the final velocity after some time t will become vf. If pi and pf are the initial momentum, then we can find the values. So pi is the initial momentum and mvi is the initial velocity. Final momentum is showing by pf and the final is equal to the final velocity. So change in momentum, final momentum minus initial momentum is equal to the final velocity minus initial velocity. Thus the rate of change in momentum is given as this. Next, according to the Newton's second law of motion, we know that F is equal to ma, so we can write this as above. When a force acts on a body, it produces an acceleration in the body and will be equal to the rate of change of momentum of the body. So it is showing that when a force acts on a body, it produces acceleration in the body and that will be equal to the rate of change of momentum of the body. The SI unit of momentum defined by equation 3.14 will be Newton second. Here we have another example, 3.6. We have mass 5 kg, initial velocity 10 meter per second, final velocity is 0. If we put these values in the equation, we will get the answer. Next, we have very important topic, law of conservation of momentum. What is law of conservation of momentum? The momentum of an isolated system of two or more than two interacting bodies remains constant. So what is an isolated system? An isolated system is a group of interacting bodies on which no external force is acting. Isolated system एक ऐसा ग्रुप है बॉडीज का जिसके ऊपर कोई फोर्स भी, एक्सटर्नल फोर्स भी एक्ट नहीं कर रही. They are in rest or in motion. If no unbalanced or no नेट फोर्स एक्ट्स ऑन ए सिस्टम, अगर कोई फोर्स एक्ट नहीं कर रही तो दो बॉडीज ऑफ मास m1 एंड m2 अपनी पोजीशन पे ही रहेंगी. इट्स मोमेंटम रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट और उनका मोमेंटम भी कांस्टेंट होगा. Thus the momentum of an isolated system is always conserved. This is the law of conservation of momentum. कि कोई भी ऐसा आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम है जिसमें कोई फोर्स एक्ट नहीं कर रही, उसका मोमेंटम भी कांस्टेंट होता है और बॉडीज अपनी पोजीशन पे ही रहती हैं. कंसीडर एन एग्जाम्पल. आप यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल देख लें. दो बॉल्स हैं हमारे पास, बैलून्स हैं जिनमें एयर फिल की हुई है. इन दिस केस बैलून और एंड द एयर इनसाइड इट फॉर्म ए सिस्टम. जब आप उसके अंदर एयर फिल कर देंगे तो वो एक सिस्टम डेवलप करेंगे. बिकॉज रिलीजिंग द बैलून, जब भी आप उसमें से उसको रिलीज करेंगे बैलून्स को, वो क्या होगा? द सिस्टम वॉज एट रेस्ट. फर्स्ट द सिस्टम रेस्ट में होगा, बैलून्स अपनी पोजिशन में रहेंगे. इनिशियल मोमेंटम ऑफ द सिस्टम भी जीरो होगा. एज सुन एज द बैलून इज सेट फ्री, जैसे ही आप बैलून्स को छोड़ेंगे, एयर एस्केप आउट ऑफ इट, तो और उसमें से जो हवा है वो वेलोसिटी के साथ वेलोसिटी शो करेगी और उसमें से निकलेगी. द एयर कमिंग आउट ऑफ इट पॉजेस मोमेंटम, उससे मोमेंटम इंक्रीज होगा. टू कंजर्व मोमेंटम द बैलून मूव्स इन ऑपोजिट इन ए डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट टू दैट ऑफ एयर पुशिंग. तो जब जैसे ही हम उसमें से एयर रिलीज करेंगे बैलून्स में से, तो वो ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शंस में एक दूसरे के साथ टच करेंगे यहाँ पे एट सम पॉइंट. Consider an isolated system of two spheres of mass m1 and m2. They are moving in a straight line with velocities u1 and u2. और आफ्टर कोलाइड करने के बाद वो दोनों एक ही डायरेक्शन में मूव करेंगे, दोनों बलून्स विद वेलोसिटी v1 एंड v2. हमने कंसीडर किया अपने आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम को. दो स्फीयर्स हैं हमारे पास मास m1 m2 के और उनकी वेलोसिटीज u1 एंड u2 हैं. सो द इनिशियल मोमेंटम ऑफ मास का कितना है? m1 u1 और जी इनिशियल मोमेंटम ऑफ मास 2 कितना है? m2 u2. तो टोटल मोमेंटम कितना होगा? m1 u1. अगर हम इसको प्लस कर देंगे दोनों को तो हमारे पास टोटल इनिशियल मोमेंटम आ जाएगा जो कोलिजन से पहले के हैं. और आफ्टर कोलिजन फाइनल मोमेंटम कितना है? m1 है m1 final momentum for mass m1 is m1 v1 और final momentum for mass m2 is m2 v2. जब हम इसको प्लस कर देंगे दोनों टर्म्स को तो हमारे पास फाइनल मोमेंटम आ जाएगा. So according to the law of conservation of momentum, initial momentum before collision must be equal to the final momentum after collision of two air-filled balloons. So here also we have the example of gun and bullet. Before firing the gun, both the gun and bullet are at rest, so the total momentum of the system is zero. फायर गन से बुलेट को फायर करने से पहले वो बुलेट और गन दोनों रेस्ट पे होती हैं, उनका मोमेंटम जीरो होता है. जैसे ही हम गन से बुलेट को फायर करते हैं, बुलेट शूट्स आउट ऑफ द गन एंड एक्वायर्स मोमेंटम. To conserve momentum of the system, the gun recoils according to the law of conservation of momentum. The total momentum of the gun and the bullet will also be zero after the gun is fired. जैसे आप गन फायर कर देते हैं, उसका मोमेंटम, टोटल मोमेंटम दोबारा से जीरो हो जाता है. So here we have the total momentum of the gun and the bullet after the gun is fired, that is mv plus mv. So which is zero. So next we have the example, a bullet of mass 20 kg, 0.02 kgs, velocity is 100 meter per second. Yes, mass is 5 kg. Next we have the velocity. According to that law, here we have the here we have the mass and velocity before collision. After collision, that is equal and zero. Putting the values in this equation, we will get the answer of velocity before collision. So student, this is all for today. Allah Hafiz, take care.